Hello. So this is a binary puzzle here. It's kind of cool playing them online because it like automatically inputs it for you. But we're going to kind of go over what in the world a binary puzzle is. So if you think about the word binary, bi as a root means two. So in this puzzle, there are two different things, different kind of pieces of the code you can put in. You can either put in a one or you can put in a 0. So those are the only options, right? Those are the only two things that you can put into this puzzle. Now you're going to be putting them in and filling in every single row. Rows go sideways, and every single column. Columns go up and down. And what you'll notice here is this is a 6 by 6 puzzle, right? There's six in every column and six in every row. And so what that means is there's going to be an equal amount of O's and an equal amount of ones in this puzzle as a whole, as well as in every row and in every column. So you oftentimes will see this sort of hash mark as your puzzles get bigger, especially. And that's just to remind you that you will end up needing 3 ones in this case in a 6 by 6 and 3 O's. So we are going get started. All right, so as we look here, there are a couple rules. You can only have two of the same type touching. So you can only have two ones touching and only have two O's touching. So in this case here, I would be able to perhaps put a one here because it would have two ones in a row. I could not put an extra one here because it would mean I would have three in a row. That's true going side to side and also up and down. Diagonals in binary don't matter. So as we get rolling here, we are going to look for half twos, different than a could be. So a half two is a place like you see here where we already have two O's in a row. We know that there has to be a one here, and I'm going to click until I get a one that pops up. We cannot have a 0 there because it would mean three are in a row. Similar here. So now we have a situation where, ooh, we have two more O's here, so I'm going to make sure I put my ones in. Those are half twos. It's not possible for a one for a 0 to go there. As we keep rolling, ooh, a 0 space 0. Well, if I put a 0 here, I end up with three in a row. So I'm going to make that a 1. Now you can see up here, we only have one space left. So in theory, right, there aren't two ones in a row or two zeros. So it could be either. However, that rule about knowing that you have to have the same amount of ones and zeros in each column is helpful here. We have one, two, three ones and one, two zeros. And we have to have the same amount in each column. So we know we have we have to put a 0 here to make it 3 and 3. So then we can kind of keep rolling. Those have to be ones, which, ooh, I like to call this a snowball effect, where these we've put in and it created a scenario where this has to now be a 0. That has to be a 0. That snowballed into meaning this has to now be a 1 because there's two in a row. This one we can count. We have one, two, three ones and two zeros. Oops, so we know this has to be a 0. So you can kind of keep going until you fill the whole thing in. And this is a level 1. This is the first puzzle, sort of the easy level of this sized puzzle. You will notice that there are a lot of different sizes of puzzles that you can. So it says, woo, we've done it, that you can choose. There's 6 by 6, 8 by 8, 10 by 10. And what you'll notice is as the puzzles get bigger, it means you need more numbers, more digits, right, to fill it in. So in a 10 by 10, you need 5 O's and 5 ones. You can also change the challenge level on the drop down and make that true of any size puzzle. So you can do that for a smaller one or for a bigger one. The last thing I would recommend is to bookmark this page by clicking this little star up here and saying add bookmark. You can add it to your bookmarks bar, and that way when you look for it by clicking these little arrows, you'll find that it will pop up usually at the bottom of your screen.